Well, good morning. Welcome to today's morning meeting. I'm Greg Luther, the one guy that meets with you every single day to help you in growing your real estate business. And yesterday we talked about the two-word question that can really hurt your business or hurt you financially, mentally, emotionally, that type of thing. I figured in the spirit of that, today, let's go ahead and talk about the three words that an awful lot of agents ask that creates success for them, how they're able to push forward, to generate more business, to earn more money, and ultimately close a lot more on a consistent basis. So each month is better than the last. So yesterday we talked about the what if loop. How do I fall into that what if loop? Well, what if the seller says this? What if they do that? And you start all this preparation stuff that's not really preparing for anything. It's just procrastination. It's allowing you to keep from starting in the first place, because our brain tells us if we never start, we never fail. And ultimately, you're failing by not implementing anything at all. So today, we're going to talk about three questions that a lot of top producers ask themselves, or three words. That's a question that a lot of top producers ask themselves, which is, how can I? I want you to write this down. How can I? Because if you write down 10 things, how can I sell more houses? How can I create more market share online? How can I pay off all of my debts? How can I get $500,000 in a savings account, in a stock account, in an IRA, and a 401k? How can I create a real retirement for myself? How can I delegate some of the things that I'm doing, but ensure that I'm 10 times more profitable than the cost I'll have involved? How can I break into the luxury market? These are the types of questions that, they've always said, if you ask the right questions, your brain will search for the answer. You'll start actually looking for that and you'll start implementing. So a lot of times when I sit down with an agent and we're having a blueprint day where we're doing a one-on-one consult, whether it's face-to-face or it's over Zoom, they've got a lot of questions they've been thinking about preparing for that day. And those questions are like, how can I work? How can I handle all of my work, even though I have home obligations I have to take care of, a sick loved one, a sick pet, things that I have to do, just traveling as a mom, got to take kids to soccer and do all that stuff. How do I sell real estate? If you start asking those questions, you'll find a way to make it work. One of our platinum agents, Kirsten down in Texas, her family's been really sick for a while. They just can't kick this stuff. And the entire family's been down, but she can still sell houses. She's got somebody else going out and doing those deals because she's producing, right? She's got to stay home, but she's producing at a high level. And she has agents that can help her with doing that. She's asking herself the right questions. How can I keep my business going, cause it to thrive, even though I have all of these negative things that are in the way right now? I just got to work around them. I got to find another way to do it. So as you start to, what I would recommend is you take a little worksheet, like take a blank piece of paper and just write, how can I 10 times? Just number them 1 through 10. And as you do that, you'll start thinking about questions you need to ask yourself to make you more profitable. As an example, how can I make sure my spouse doesn't bother me all day and want me to help them with their shit because we all work from home? Right? Stun gun is the answer to that. You only got to hit them once. You don't have to do it all the time. Do it once. They'll know when I'm working, I'm working. I'm not here to hold this for you, go do this for you, go help you find your keys. I'm here to work. Again, you want to really start to think through those 10 items. How can I? Because if you ask the right questions, your brain will go solicit those answers. Now, it might be financial. It might be a certain new market. You want to work in luxury. You want to work in waterfront. You want to work in acreage. You want to work 55 and older. You want to work new construction, condos, whatever it is. You'll start thinking through, how do I make that happen? Do I have a marketing funnel? Am I generating enough content out there? Do I have some type of pro to help me with the sales pitch? You'll start thinking about those things. Maybe it's something about paying down all your debts. Well, if you're going to pay down all your debts so that you can build, how can I build a retirement? Because I know I need at least $3 million in order to retire. You might be about 3.5 million short of 3 million. But if that's the case, then how do I find a way to make a lot more money than I'm making now? Because if your bills are $8,000 a month and you make $8,000 a month, you'll always be in debt. If your bills are 8,000 a month and you make 8,000 a month, you'll never have a net worth. If your bills are 8,000 a month and you make 8,000 a month, there will always be bad shit that comes up that costs you 12,000 for the month, putting you a further $4,000 behind. So the key is not to worry about expenses, it's to stop making $8,000 a month. It's to try and figure out, how can I get to $80,000 a month? Because by the way, if your bills were, using this analogy, if your bills were $8,000 a month and you start making 16,000 a month, don't go buy a Cadillac. I want you to start putting that money away. But if you do that every single month for 5 years and you never miss a month, you can only retire for 5 years. And if you retired at 70, you're running out of money at 75. What are you going to do for the next 2 decades? If you retire at 80, you're going to run out of money by 85. What are you going to do for the next decade? 10 years of no income. When COVID came out, agents were freaking out. They weren't going to make money for like 90 days. In some states, it was, are we essential, non-essential? You can't show homes. It's illegal, all of that stuff. They couldn't go 90 days with no income. How are you going to go 90 months? How are you going to go 20 or 30 years with no income? I hope you don't think $16,000 a month, 200 grand a year is enough money for you to get where you need to be in life. You need to go big. How can I go big? How can I make $500,000 a year? How can I start with zero budget and start to bootstrap my business so I can get where I need to be? There's a million how can I questions you could ask yourself, but if you don't write them down, if you don't really think through this, your brain won't search for the answers because it was never asked a question. Or maybe it was asked bad questions. So the quality of the outcome of your life will come down to the quality of the questions that you ask yourself. How can I is searching for a solution. What if is searching for a problem. Make sense? So if you look through all of the morning meetings that we have here, there's always lots of tips and techniques and trainings for you to get you going in the right direction. But the last couple of days, we've been talking about how you think, because there is a such thing as Think and Grow Rich. The questions you ask yourself will dictate the outcome that you solicit for yourself. So hopefully you're following the YouTube channel here and you've got notifications turned on, so you'll get notice every time that we have a new morning meeting for you. Follow the channel right here. Set up an account. If you don't have one, it's free. You need an email address. But the key here is, for today's topic, is to start asking the right questions by how can I. Allow your brain to start searching for that. But again, write down 10. Don't write down 5. I want you to write down 10 things. And I think it's going to change the confidence level that you have moving forward each day. I'm here to help you in any way that I can. If there's anything at all that you need, reach out to support. We are here to help you. As an Inner Circle coaching member, the agents I coach, look, I've said this 1,000 times. I truly believe that my inner circle, Greg Luther Inner Circle Coaching, is the most important thing in my life. And I know this is controversial and everybody talks about what's right and what's wrong and whatever, but a lot of you know about myself, my family, the people I help and that type of thing. I essentially cover all my family's bills. But my inner circle comes first. My family comes second. Doesn't make them any less important, but I know that my job is to provide for my people financially. It's to make sure that everybody's okay. And if I can make sure that everybody that I touch in life, I've made a meaningful impact. You, as an Inner Circle coaching member, every one of my family members, that they never have to worry about anything in their life. My dad is alive because of me. I pay all of the bills for him. I've raised my nieces, my nephews, everything else, my own children. They're massively successful. I've done it the right way. They are massively successful because of me, but my inner circle is the most important thing to me. I want you to succeed. That means I'm succeeding. It means your family does well. It means those how can I's are getting answered for you, and I can create a true meaningful impact in your life. So I'm honored to have you on board with us here. Make sure you're following the page and you turn on notifications. If there's anything I can do for you, let me know. But start asking yourself those 10 questions. How can I? I think you'll see a big difference in where you end up. We'll talk to you soon, and bye-bye for now.